everyone, it's Courtney. I do everything pregnancy, motherhood, and lifestyle on a budget on this channel. So if you like those types of videos, make sure you give this one a thumbs up and that you are subscribed. So for today's video, I thought it would be a lot of fun to react to my first baby registry. For those of you who don't know, I have a 19-month-old daughter. When I created her baby registry, I literally knew nothing about babies. I knew nothing about kids. I had no idea what they needed. And I was just trying so hard to watch as many YouTube videos as I could to figure out what the heck my baby needed. So I already am cringing a little going into this because I know there's so many things on there that I absolutely hated and probably just a few things that we actually used and actually loved. So for each item, I am going to be sharing with you if I actually used it, if I loved it, or if it was a total regret. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the registry I made was on Amazon. That was the only baby registry that I had made the entire pregnancy. So that's what I'm going to be referring to. So I have it on my phone, but each item I talk about, I will have up on the screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So right off the bat, I noticed that I only have 27 things on my registry. That may seem like a lot. I'm already at like 72 items on my registry for this current baby that I'm pregnant with, so I'm just curious to see how I functioned with that little of stuff. So the first item is a BABY pillow. That's a nursing pillow, and I definitely use that all the time. So this was definitely a great purchase, and I actually kept it, and I'm going to be using it this time around as well. I was exclusively breastfeeding, so I used it all the time for several months after my baby was born, and I plan on doing that this time around as well. So this was definitely a really good purchase. Oh my goodness. This next item, this sleep bassinet, was a mistake. It was a total regret, a total fail. Not only did we absolutely hate co-sleeping the first couple of nights, we honestly didn't even sleep in our bed. We slept out on the couch, and there was no way that this little bassinet thing was going to fly. It was super uncomfortable. It was like angled all weird, and it just overall sucked so bad. We immediately the next day, I think she was like 2 weeks old, or 2 days old, we went out and bought a DockATot. She ended up hating that too, but at least it was a little bit better than this thing. So do not buy this by any means. It was horrible. The next thing was this cute little like 3 set of swaddles and bows. I will admit the bows were a little too big. I don't think she fit in those until she was closer to like 6 months. So that was kind of a bummer to not really have them like fit her at the age she was like using the swaddles. And the swaddles are super stretchy material. They weren't anything fancy. You could definitely tell they were on the cheaper side. So I wouldn't not recommend these, but this time around I'm definitely getting some nicer like copper pearl ones. So I would not purchase these again. The next one is 2 pacifier clips. Our daughter did not take a pacifier at all, so these went unused. Plan on using it for this baby in January, so fingers crossed she actually takes a pacifier so we can use these. They are really good like silicone kind of material, so I know when they start teething they can use it as a teether as well, and they're super cute and adorable. So again, I'm gonna be using these because I didn't get to use them my first time around. This next item I feel like I was forced to get because everyone said that it was a must-have, and honestly, again, my daughter didn't take a pacifier, but she just really has no attachment to like blankets or stuffed animals or anything like that. So this was like a 2-in-1 fail for us. I still do have it since she didn't use it, so we'll see if this baby likes it. But overall, I probably wouldn't buy it again if we didn't already have it. The next one was actually a little bit of a lifesaver. Any Velcro kind of swaddles are just a game changer if you don't know how to swaddle or you've never swaddled a baby before. But I will say these were definitely a little bit on the cheaper side, so they weren't as cozy as like the Halo sleep sacks, and those ones are only like $20 a piece. So I feel like I wish I would have just spent an extra few dollars to get those, but these still got the job done. Would I buy them again? No, I would get something a little bit nicer. So this temperature gauge was actually a really good purchase. It was kind of a last minute thing that we had added to the registry, and at first I was like, this is ridiculous, we'll just test the water to see if it's warm enough. But I'm one of those people that I like my water scalding hot when I take a bath. My perception of what's hot and not too hot is very different, especially when it comes to a baby. So this definitely was a lifesaver. This one actually ended up, we lost it or something, and we ended up buying a different one, and it's like a little hippo. Anyways, we still have that, and I definitely would recommend getting one of those. It's like one of those little things that no one really talks about, but is a huge lifesaver. So I'd highly recommend getting one of these. This next item is a total regret. You do not need to get baby specific towels, washcloths, or anything like that. Yes, they're cute and adorable, but really they don't get the job done. I feel like they don't really absorb as much water as like normal towels, and they outgrow them so fast. So I would not recommend getting these. Just use towels that you already have, and you can bundle them up in that, even if they are a little bit on the bigger side, but it just does a way better job of getting them dry and warm. So this next item, the sound machine, was definitely something that we still use to this day, and I would highly recommend getting. There are a lot of different kind of models and different types, so just do your research and figure out what works best for you and your family. But I would just highly recommend getting a sound machine. This next one is like a healthcare kind of bundle, which I think those are a great way to do it, especially if you're a new mom and you don't necessarily know all the different items that your baby's gonna need. This just kind of has it all in one. But I will admit that this was very cheaply made, so a lot of the products in it just kind of fell apart or just didn't really work as well. So this time around, I'm definitely doing my research on what we specifically used for our daughter, and just getting those items individually and make sure they're nicer quality. But again, it gets the job done. I wouldn't not recommend it, but I am just gonna go a little above and beyond in my research and just get each thing individually that I know that she's gonna need. Okay, the next two items are a boppy cover, like a 2-pack, as well as the waterproof cover. I would recommend getting these. It may seem like an extra step that you don't really need. If you want to keep your boppy pillow like clean and not like get a ton of like spit up or milk or whatever all over it, I would just highly recommend getting this. It just makes it a lot easier to clean, so you don't have to worry about trying to wash the pillow. So this bottle drying rack we never used. My daughter was exclusively breastfeeding, so she never took a bottle. So again, I can't really say one way or the other if this is like a good product or not. I'm assuming if you do use bottles that you're gonna need something like this. They all pretty much do the same thing. So depending on if you're gonna breastfeed or formula feed or pump or whatever it may be, you're gonna probably need one of these items. Along with that are bottles. We ended up actually not buying this set. We actually ended up getting a couple of free ones in some welcome boxes as well as some gifts. So we ended up not having to buy any bottles ourselves. But I've heard that this brand is a really good brand, especially if your baby's like colicky. So again, do your research and figure out what works best for your baby. So this next one, we didn't get this exact brand, but we did end up getting a bottle warmer. And again, I've heard so many people say that it is a total regret and not to buy it. We just ended up not using it because, again, my daughter just didn't take a bottle. So I can't really say one way or the other, but I still have it. So if I end up using it this pregnancy, I guess I can give more of an opinion if it's worth it or not. But yeah, we didn't use it. So really it's an item that we didn't really need to get. So these little diaper bag things were an actual lifesaver, especially being out and about. We traveled a lot my daughter's first year, so having these to just like put the dirty diapers in and not have to worry about it stinking up the diaper bag or the car or wherever we were at, like these really did the trick. So again, I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting these on your diaper bag, have them in your car, like wherever you are with the baby, have these with you. So this pack and play is actually what we used for our daughter's first year. She didn't have a crib. This is what we used, and we still have it, and we still plan on using it with this baby. And it's a travel light, so it's a lot smaller and more compact, which I really, really enjoy. And it has the different stages, so they can use it from the moment they come home from the hospital well up until they're like 1.5. I mean, our daughter's 19 months old and she just outgrew it, so you can get a lot of life out of it. So I would highly recommend getting a pack and play. So this item, all of my friends swore by that it was like a game changer, and honestly, I still have one of them in the package, and the other one my daughter used as like a teething toy, and I never used it once for what it was actually used for. I just didn't see the point in it, so I would just honestly not recommend getting this if you really want to save a little bit of money. It just wasn't really a necessary thing. So these baby hangers were actually a game changer. Regular size ones, there's no way we were gonna put any of her clothes, her like little tiny clothes were gonna fit on that. So I would recommend getting baby specific size ones so you can hang up all of your baby's stuff so it's not all in a drawer. The Diaper Genie, this was such a good purchase. A lot of people say that this is something to not even waste your money on. But like I said, we were traveling the first year of my daughter's life and we were living in an RV. So having poopy diapers in our normal trash just would have stunk up the entire RV. So having this was seriously just a game changer. And even now being in a house, we still use it at 19 months old. And we even plan on getting a second one just to have when the next baby comes in the back room. So again, I would highly recommend getting this, especially if you're like sensitive to smells and you just don't want to have to deal with poopy diapers in your normal trash and taking your normal trash out like every single day. So this was our car seat / stroller setup that we had. Again, I didn't really do a ton of research when it came to this. I just got whatever brand was on the more affordable side. And don't get me wrong, it got the job done. I really liked that it had the car seat and the stroller with it. I thought that was a really good bang for your buck. And it was really nice because it like clicked in and out of the car seat, so we didn't have to take her out of the seat if we wanted her in the stroller. So again, if you have one kid, this is perfect, but we're about to have a second and there's just no way this car seat stroller combo would work for us, so we are getting a different stroller. But yeah, if you're just looking to save a little bit of money and get a cheaper option, I would definitely recommend getting a travel system that has the stroller and the car seat in it. So window shades are a necessity. They are, again, things I think that are overlooked and they really do make a huge difference. So yes, I would definitely recommend these. And a car mirror. You are going to need a car mirror. This is an absolute necessity. This portable changing pad we actually used all the time. I don't think it's a huge necessity, but since we were traveling, we were out and about a lot, so it was nice to have this to put our baby on instead of trying to change her on like a bench or like even on, you know, the changing tables in the bathroom. They can be really cold and gross. So this really did just make a difference because it had a cushion and it had just a spot for diapers and wipes, and it folds up, so just super portable and convenient. So I would recommend getting something like this, especially if you're one of those moms that's out and about all the time. This car seat cover we used all the time, probably up until she was about 8 or 9 months old. It was just perfect to just cover her up to do nap time when we were driving or we were out and about, as well as just to keep the sun out of her eyes when she was a newborn and it was just a little too harsh. So I would highly recommend getting a car seat cover, and specifically getting a car seat cover, not just like a swaddle or a blanket to put over, because I don't know about you, but our baby liked to grab a lot. So she got to that age where we needed to have the elastic around the whole thing or she would just pull the blanket down. So again, for those reasons, I would highly recommend this item. Okay guys, so that is literally all that's on my registry. I'm going to share with you a few things I know that we got that I didn't put on the registry, and that is a baby carrier. We got the Ergo 360 with the infant insert. Absolutely love it, still have it, and still plan on using it with baby number 2. And then a DockATot. I mentioned that we had gotten that and our daughter did not like that at all, but we ended up keeping it anyways because it was super expensive, so hopefully this baby will like it. As far as newborn stuff goes, that was literally all we got. And then clothes. We got all of her clothes secondhand for her first year. We got like a huge bundle of it for like 60 bucks. So other than that, that was really all we needed and really all that we got for our daughter before she was born for those first couple months. And everything else that we needed for her, we just got as she needed it. So that was what was on my first baby registry, and items that I would highly recommend and items that I totally regret getting. Comment down below if you have any baby item regrets. I would love to know what you would totally regret buying on your registry. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!